In the quiet moments, when the world softens and your soul whispers beneath the noise, I am near. Sent not by chance, but by divine purpose, I bring a message wrapped in light and hope. You have walked through valleys others cannot see, endured storms that tried to silence your heart. But nothing has been in vain. Every moment has been preparing you for what is drawing near, a love not born of chance, but of sacred design. Type real love is worth the wait, and I am waiting with faith. This love carries the warmth of recognition, as if your spirit had known it long before this lifetime. It approaches gently, like sunlight breaking through a canopy, illuminating the truth you carry within. There is a soul, chosen for you by the celestial messengers, who walks toward you even now. Not to complete you, but to walk beside you with reverence, with tenderness, with eyes that see beyond the surface. Stay open. Stay rooted in faith. For what approaches is not only a love, it is a reflection of the divine promise over your life. Type, I am ready for the love meant for me. There is a reason your heart has been restless, even in moments of calm. A sacred thread has been pulling at the edges of your awareness, weaving invisible patterns through your days, guiding you closer to what was written long ago. This love, the one drawing near, carries the weight of ancient promises not made in haste, but in the quiet realms where divine hands craft destinies. It comes with the fragrance of recognition, like the scent of a familiar place you've never visited, yet somehow always known. There will be no need to question. Your soul will remember before your mind understands. There have been signs subtle, fleeting, tucked within the ordinary. Glimpses in dreams that linger upon waking. Echoes in the laughter of strangers. A name you hear more often than expected. None of this is random. It is the quiet language of the unseen, pointing you toward alignment, toward readiness. Say, love finds me when I'm ready, and I am ready. This love brings not only warmth but reflection. It will hold up a mirror, revealing the growth your spirit has embraced, the strength hidden beneath your softness. And in those eyes, the ones meant to meet yours, you will find the echo of your own longing, met not with emptiness, but with certainty. You are not walking toward a stranger. You are walking toward someone whose soul once made a vow beside yours, in the silence before time was named. That vow, though forgotten by the world, has never been forgotten by the divine. Type, I am ready to receive a love that feels like peace, so let your heart remain open, even in silence. Let your spirit remain watchful, even when the road feels still. For what is meant has already begun to move, and it carries your name with reverence. Long before this moment, before you even knew to long for it, something was already unfolding in silence. In realms untouched by time, where the breath of the divine moves unseen, two paths were marked, yours and another, each one carved with purpose, each one echoing the other's shape. Type, God is aligning me with the love I deserve. There was a moment, perhaps forgotten by your conscious mind, when your soul was in stillness, watching the unfolding of lifetimes. In that stillness, you agreed to find this other heart again. Not out of need, but out of recognition, a sacred meeting meant to remind both of you of the truth you carry. Over the years, life may have veiled that promise. Through heartbreak, through waiting, through quiet hopes held close, the journey continued. And yet, even in the midst of solitude, something deeper was always at work. Lessons were sent not to wound, but to prepare. Timing was not delayed, but protected. Every delay held divine mercy, shielding what was meant until both were ready. Type, I welcome a sacred connection. If you're ready somewhere, not so far from where you are now, a soul has been walking a path just as sacred. learning, shedding, rising, becoming the one who can hold you without fear, without hesitation. This is not someone who arrives to rescue, nor someone you must rescue. This love arrives in balance, forged by parallel fires. It will not come with noise or confusion. It will unfold gently, as if the universe itself exhales in quiet joy. There may be no grand announcement, only a quiet knowing the way stars return to the same sky after every night. You will know not by logic, but by peace. A peace so deep it silences the questions before they are formed. Comment: I choose faith over fear in love. Even now, threads are being drawn together. Moments are aligning. Eyes will meet not as strangers, but as those who have found something ancient and beautiful, buried beneath time. What awaits is not merely the arrival of someone new, but the unfolding of a connection that has been echoing through the corridors of time, waiting to be remembered. It will not resemble the fleeting affection you may have known before. This is different. This is soul-deep, patient, and full of quiet awe. Expect warmth that does not fade, even in silence. There will be comfort in each other's presence, not because everything will always be perfect, but because your essence will be met without masks, without the need to explain what has always lived in your heart. The bond will grow not through dramatic gestures, but through steady presence. Words will be meaningful, yet silence will carry even more. It is in the way time will slow when your eyes meet, in the shared understanding that needs no translation, in the way ordinary moments will suddenly feel sacred, a hand held, a glance exchanged, a simple breath taken side by side. You may notice how easily this love fits into your life, as though it had been designed for the spaces once empty. Conversations will feel like remembering. Laughter will echo with familiarity. And when you speak of dreams, there will be alignment, not resistance. The paths may not be identical, but they will harmonize. There may be challenges, of course, as every bond deep enough to matter invites growth. But rather than breaking you, these moments will root you deeper in each other. Because this is a love guided by something higher, protected by grace. There is no need to rush, no need to search anxiously. It is already finding its way. Like two rivers that have journeyed through mountains and deserts, only to meet in a valley where everything makes sense. Though this connection is sacred, it does not arrive without its trials. Great love always asks for great presence. It will call upon your truth, not just the parts you have already embraced, but also those still hidden in silence. The parts you've buried under survival, under doubt, under the need to protect yourself from past wounds. This person will not ask you to change, but love like this naturally transforms. It will reflect your fears as clearly as your beauty, not to harm, but to awaken. In their presence, old defenses may rise. You might feel the urge to retreat, to question, to doubt the very thing you once longed for. Not because it is wrong, but because it is real. There may be moments where your soul feels exposed, where intimacy becomes a mirror showing you not only who they are, but who you are becoming beside them. And it will take courage to stay open, to breathe through the vulnerability, to let love teach you how to remain when it feels easier to run. Challenges will not come to destroy what is forming, but to refine it. Misunderstandings may arise, not as obstacles, but as invitations to communicate with deeper honesty. At times, you may stand at the edge of your own patterns, tempted to repeat what once kept you safe but alone. That will be the moment of choice. And the voice within, the one that already knows, will whisper, "Remain." Because the divine does not promise a life without friction. It promises meaning, and the strength to walk through the fire without being consumed. What awaits is not a perfect union, but a sacred one forged in authenticity, nourished by trust, and made luminous by resilience. What unfolds for you now is not a coincidence, but a grace spoken into existence long before you were ready to receive it. You have been carried, even when you believed you were walking alone. Through silent battles, unseen tears, and seasons of waiting, you were never forgotten. Every step, every delay, every unanswered prayer was preparing the soil for this sacred meeting. Blessing is not always loud. Sometimes it comes quietly, disguised as endurance, disguised as a gentle heart that still believes, even after disappointment. And that belief has drawn this love near. Because you remained faithful to hope, because you chose tenderness in a world that demanded hardness, you have opened the gates for something rare, something holy. There is favor upon your path. Not because life has been easy, but because you allowed yourself to grow through the ache, to keep loving even with an aching heart. That kind of heart calls to the heavens. It moves celestial messengers. It invites the divine to weave something extraordinary into your days. This arrival is not random. It is a reward for the quiet ways in which you loved yourself back to life. For the nights you whispered prayers into the dark. For the mornings you rose with courage, even when joy felt distant. The heavens took note. The silence was never empty, it was sacred preparation. And now, like morning light slipping through the cracks of an old window, this love is entering. With warmth that feels familiar. With recognition that transcends words. With the gentle assurance that what is coming carries purpose, and what you've lived was not in vain. You are standing at the threshold of something your soul has quietly prayed for. Not out of desperation, but out of sacred knowing that love, when it is true, returns you to yourself. And now, the unfolding begins. This journey will not demand perfection. It will ask only for presence, honesty, and the willingness to be seen. You are not being asked to become anything other than who you are at your core, luminous, complex, and worthy of devotion. This connection will not complete you, for you are already whole. But it will accompany you. It will meet you where you are and walk beside you, not ahead, not behind. Together, you will discover a rhythm that is only yours, one written in the quiet spaces between words, in the glances that say everything, in the silent peace that settles when two souls remember each other. Do not rush. Let it bloom slowly. Let it teach you patience, softness, and the power of stillness. The divine writes no hurried stories, only eternal ones. And what is being written for you now is carved with sacred care. So trust what is opening. Trust what your heart recognizes without explanation. Trust the path that brought you here, even when it twisted through shadows. And when this love arrives fully, as it will, allow yourself to receive it without fear. You are not too late. You are not too much. You are precisely on time for the miracle that is meeting you.